Before we begin today's episode of the Overwatch comics, I wanted to let you guys know that this video is sponsored by the Omnic Amino app. As I've stated in previous videos where I've talked about these amino apps, I actually really enjoy them as they allow you to find a community for your favorite geekdom. In this case, Overwatch. Using them, you can chat with like-minded individuals about your favorite games or comics or just whatever it is you want to talk about. If you're in an area of the world where it may be difficult to find people to talk about your favorite stuff like Overwatch, then here you can easily find friends by creating a poll, following other individuals, commenting on someone's profile, or just starting a one-on-one chat with them. Honestly guys, I know you hate promotions and such, but this really is a good tool to find people within the same community that you enjoy. And I like bringing this stuff to your attention for that reason. Communities are awesome. Alright, now let's go ahead and move forward with the Overwatch comics. Now we did post these over up on our gaming channel a little while ago, but we're basically re-uploading some of the more popular comic books over here because we're going to start doing gaming comic books on this channel on the regular. The first three of these comics are going to be Mcree, Reinhardt, and Junkrat. Let's go ahead and get started. From sea to shining sea in 8 hours without leaving the ground. Wonders never cease. It's not the fastest or the cheapest way to travel, but rich folks love going places when the going is expensive and the food is great. Not that Mcree would know. They don't sell people like him a ticket, as he rides on the outside of the train, pressed between two cars, smoking his cigar. But today on this trip, the train has attracted the wrong kind of attention. Mcree can see a little farther up on the car, and a few helicopters appear to be hovering overhead. He knows what this is, and he flicks his cigar before breaking into the train through the window. He opens fire on the train robbers in that car, landing a headshot on each of them. And as he walks to the next car, he tells the folks to stay seated. It'll be over soon. One of the men who works on the train is a little farther up and has a gun to his head. Then the man with the gun begins to ask for the code to the safe in the back of the car. Then, the train robber falls. Mcree asks the exact location of the safe. Then he walks into the next car, aware of these train robbers' goal. He continues opening fire on them, killing every single one before they can even react. Then as the train enters the tunnel, he finishes off the last of them, and he walks to the back of the train. What he finds is a glowing purple cube, and since the robbers want it, he kicks it off the train, not knowing or caring what it is. Since they won't be chasing the train anymore, he walks over and he has a seat. The news begins to report that it was the outlaw Jesse Mcree that held up the train, and one of the men that works on the train walks over to let him know. We arrive in Houston at 5 minutes, and they're waiting to arrest you. Yeah, I figured, Mcree says, sipping his drink and lighting a cigar. How about you fudge the arrival and give me a head start? It's been a long day. Next up is Reinhardt. Reinhardt and his companion Brigitte are traveling the countryside when they find themselves stopped in front of a town and in need of supplies. They walk in and see that the town is nothing more than a ghost town, and that's when they see the symbol of the local gang. Rumors begin floating around that the local gangs have been raiding towns, and this confirms it. That's when a little girl walks over, seeing how big Reinhardt is. You're big. Are you here to save us from the dragons? Reinhardt looks confused. Dragons? The dragons are nearby, asking Reinhardt if he's a little out of his league. You don't scare me, he tells them. And that's when one of the members of the dragons walks over, putting his arm around the little girl. You wouldn't want anyone to get hurt in the crossfire, would you? So it's best for everyone to just stand down. Reinhardt eyeballs him. Coward. They strike him across the jaw, and Brigitte calls out, Reinhardt! And the dragons hear that, and they know who it is. Reinhardt of Overwatch? You used to be a hero. Now you're an old man stuck in the past. Give it up. Show your face here again, and we won't go easy on you like this. And then the dragons leave, taking the little girl with them. Reinhardt gets back up, and he gears up. In his vehicle is the armor that made him a famous hero of Overwatch. So once they track the dragons down to their home base, he shows up in armor and hammer. They come outside laughing at his armor, stating that he must have gotten it out of a museum with a dragon behind them. He puts up his shield, blocking all of their shots, and then he leaps into the air, slamming his hammer down on them, scattering them to the winds. He demolishes them, telling them that the sun has not yet set on this night's journey. If you trouble the people of this land again, I will not show you any mercy. The next day, the town is alive and not scared of anything. They have their savior, and while they want to thank him, he tells the mayor that a child's smile is enough. He is fine. Lastly, we have the story of Junkrat and Roadhog. Junkrat and Roadhog are two junkers that were just given a totally legit job. A ton of money to sneak into a warehouse, rescue some hostages, and destroy some Omnics. And they gotta be sneaky about it. This suit understands them. He gets it. People can't trust those dirty Omnics. So they sneak into the warehouse where they plant a series of explosives on the wall. Then as the locals see them climbing up the side of the building, they begin to call it in that two Junkers are rigging up explosives and climbing up a building. Roadhog says nothing as Junkrat and him climb to the roof and walk across it to their pile of explosives, and Junkrat turns to Roadhog. Wait a second. Didn't the suit tell us that there were hostages? Roadhog says nothing. Whatever! And he pushes the button. He jumps inside with fire and rubble landing around him and he looks around. Now where are you, bastards? And that's when a robot rolls over. Junkrat turns to look at him and Roadhog lands on him. Oi, that was my kill! Roadhog rubs his butt because he did just land on a robot, and Junkrat tells him that it better not have been the only one here. Then around them they see a lot of robots. They get their guns ready and Roadhog mumbles something. What do you mean quietly? Who told us that? And then the explosions begin. What a lovely day! Once they take them all out, they run for the wall that they set the explosives on and leave the building. As Junkrat sets off more explosives, dropping the building. Beautiful. Roadhog mumbles something again. Oh, all right, the hostages. Why didn't you say so? They look around for any sign of blood and someone calling for help, and they find nothing. But Junkrat notices that these aren't Omnics. These are drones. The police roll up and they open fire on our totally legit mercs. And Junkrat and Roadhog take cover with Junkrat asking, "What's going on? This was totally a legit job." Roadhog mumbles something else and Junkrat realizes, of course, we got played by the guy in the suit. So they run off into the night. Next day, the man who hired them is on the phone telling his contact that the building is gone and the insurance money will be great. That is until a chain wraps around his neck, pulling him out of the window in his tower and out into the skyline. Junkrat hangs upside down. We could have had a good thing here, mate. Then they zipline away as the building explodes around the suit. And Junkrat asks Roadhog, whose idea was this anyway? And that was 3 of the Overwatch comics. Now, if you guys like this, let me know by giving this video a like, because bringing gaming comic books over here is kind of a new thing because we were putting them over on the other channel, but now we're gonna put them here. So if you do want these, we'll keep uploading them probably weekly, bringing you more chunks of the Overwatch ones, and then moving over to things like the Arkham Knight series, and then maybe even doing more obscure ones like Dishonored. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Give this video a like and follow me on Twitter at Comicstorian.